Hey guys, it's Bob Ferngren and I'm back with another 8-minute call. He or she who asks not only the best, but the most questions wins. That's just factually true. He or she who asks the most questions, the best questions, wins. I'm not even sure the best questions actually matter as much as the most questions. But you see, the key is not asking questions, it's listening. So maybe the real title of this should be he or she who listens the best, right? Let's think about the average person out there. Average person out there. There's nobody listening to them. They don't have a voice. They feel like they're ignored, like their true concerns and needs aren't noted. Their spouse doesn't even really listen to them. I'm not trying to paint a negative picture. What I'm trying to do is paint a positive picture for those of you who want to excel in life. Excel in life. I've been in the sales world now for 22, 23 years, something like that. But really, I've been in the sales world my whole life. My whole life. You know, I started working when I was pretty young, like 12, 13, in the newspaper business. And that progressed to actually running big routes in South Florida in the newspaper business, all during high school. Lied to get into the hospitality field as a bartender in South Florida. And I mean, nobody knew my real age. Next thing you know, I'm running nightclubs at 18 and 19 years old. But you know, all of those opportunities, like I made more money than my parents did at 18 years old because I was a bartender. And what do good bartenders do? They listen really well and they listen intently and their tip cup gets filled up. And then why would people promote me at 18? They probably thought I was 22 or 23, but why would they be promoting me to run nightclubs in South Florida and Central Florida and in Nashville, Tennessee? Well, I could sell myself. Now, I did my job. You know, guys, you're not going to lazy your way into success, but I could sell myself. And how did I sell myself? Well, the most important person in the corporate world, to be honest with you, no matter what your slogan says, no matter what your mission is, unless you're at the top of the heap, the chairman/CEO, your mission, your customer is your boss. Let's be honest with you. Come on. I'm teaching you politics for the corporate world here. It's your boss. If your boss is happy with your performance, happy with your attitude too. There's a lot of great performers who have crappy attitudes, but good attitude and good performance, and you make your boss look good to his or her boss. Let me repeat that to you if you want to get ahead. You make them look good. So you listen really well to your boss. They like that. They want you to listen really, really well. So I keep getting promoted. Eventually, I'm president of several large national restaurant chains. How did I get those jobs? How did I go from really, maybe if you cobbled it all together, maybe I have 2 years of college, maybe. How did that happen? Well, every time, I was getting recruited and sent on a job interview, I studied the company I was going to go see. I had key questions. I know every interviewer and everyone who's going to interview me at the board level or whoever, the HR level, has a time frame set aside, an hour, hour and a half. So I would have great questions. No, wait a minute. I'm the one going to get interviewed. I'm the one going to get interviewed. Now, natural egos, again, most people don't get listened to. Even board members, even the HR lady, her husband ain't listening to her, and certainly the employees aren't, right? But now here's a guy who comes along, and I'll ask her great questions. I said, well, I saw in your last earnings report, such and such and such, and why are you guys doing so well there? And they'll pontificate. There goes 10 minutes. And then they might ask me a question, and I know the basic question, so I'll answer that, but it'll finish with, and I was thinking about your company too, And I was thinking that if we were to increase the service, by adding more servers, waitresses, waiters on key shifts, that would increase the revenue. Now, I noticed that you guys are currently doing something similar to that. They would talk for 10, 15 minutes on that. Or they wanted to tell what was important to them. They wanted me to know what was important to them. Boom. The time's up. I listened. I would sit forward. You ever seen Trump sit? He really leans forward and puts his fingers kind of in the shape of a diamond between his legs. He doesn't sit effeminately like so many people, males do. Horrible. When a man crosses his legs like a woman, check it off, buddy. But he really listens he has that listening skill. Now, you see him in public, but you read about him in private. He asks great questions and he listens. You might think he's making all this stuff up. No, he's listening to experts in their field. But this isn't about Trump. It's about all great men and women who aspire to do more. They have great listening skills. So prepare yourself for any situation. If you're in the corporate world, if you're in the business world, why would I get loans like $6-7 million to build startup companies? Because I would go and meet with these bankers and these angel investors and stuff, and I would be really interested in what they thought. And they just love that. Now, is that a game? Sure it is. But to be successful in life, everything's a game. I'm not talking about joke, ha, ha, ha game. I'm talking about I want that job, or I want to build my business. I need to get more financing to build my business. What do you think I'm doing with my kids? I'm asking them questions all day long. And Dad does listen. Now, if they are peeing me off, Dad don't listen too long. But I try to make them feel like I really care, because I do, of course, and that I'm listening. Now, I'm the boss. I'm setting the rules. But in every situation, you want more playing time on a team? Go spend more time with the coach. What can I do better? What are the things you see in me that you'd like me to improve? You want more playing time? You go sit with a coach. Guess what? The chances of you getting more playing time are very high. So I'll talk more over time about listening and listening skills, like the body language, the leaning forward, the eye contact, the empathetic responses, the absolutely do not be preparing for your next question. You're in a conversation and your goal is to be the best listener. I've run gigantic teams with hundreds of thousands of customers in it. And I would tell my leaders this, after you've talked to a prospect, if the prospect talked 90% of the time, you were successful. The vast majority of people in sales and other things think they have to be the brightest, the wittiest, the most talkative. Now look, there's bullies, there's narcissists, there's other people who can't shut their mouth. But if you want to be real successful, be the best listener. And weirdly, here's the weird thing. People will say, I really enjoyed talking to you, and you didn't even talk that much. This is a skill that is invaluable becoming a great listener. Remember where I started this. He or she who asks the best and the most questions wins. Now, I do not want you to think that I don't believe in closings. Not just asking questions, but remember, one of the most important question is, so are you ready to get started right now? We're going to talk more about closing in upcoming episodes. God bless.